So she starts off by admitting that she was married and she cheated on her husband.
Oh, we don't care about her. We don't care about that.
With Shannon Sharpe.
It was.
Oh, that was not. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean that. Just when you think things can't get any worse for Shannon Sharpe, that boy Poetic Flacco drops this bombshell of a video. New Accuser reveals new info that will end Shannon Sharpe's career. Boy, how can this get any worse, man? What is going on?
This is terrible. Oh. Right when Shannon Sharpe thought he could just...
This nigga starting the video so dramatic. This is horrible.
Lay low, go back to his sports career, go back to interviewing celebrities, and just wait out the scandal. Right. They hit him with another one.
God damn.
Interview just dropped. An expose on Shannon Sharpe dropped this morning.
Lord have
with
mercy.
Michelle Evans. She's the lady who made the accusations against Shannon Sharpe in 2010. Mm-hmm. So it's been more than a decade, and this chick is still trying to tear down Shannon Sharpe, bruh. It's personal for her. Now, she will start off the interview, though, being completely honest. Now, this is where she won a lot of people over. And she was honest about her faults while also accusing Shannon Sharpe of others, right? So she starts off by admitting that she was married and she cheated on her husband.
Oh, we don't care about her. We don't care about that.
With Shannon Sharpe.
It was.
Oh, that was not. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean that.
The biggest argument that we ever got in. And he was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me beforehand. We met in actually the press room at the Broncos, April of 2002. And but we didn't.
This ain't gonna do nothing. Nobody's gonna care about this. Let's just keep it a buck, man. If you're not hot, the people don't care. It's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of average looking women go missing every day. They don't make a fucking Netflix documentary about her, right? About them. But if you're attractive, if you're a young, attractive woman, especially if you're white, I mean, they're going to make 4 documentaries about you. You don't even got to be that hot. Man, maybe back in the day, this woman could have done some real damage, but I think Shannon's going to be okay. Well, at least I don't think she can make it much worse.
Start talking until we met up at a club at Blue 67 in Denver. I don't know if anyone is listening from Denver, but yeah, we were at a club at the same time. We didn't go together. We just happened to both be there. And so he started talking to me and started pursuing me pretty heavily from then on. I resisted for a while because
of course you did.
I was a reporter and I didn't want to mix the two. But
what about the part where you were married? It's like I resisted for a while because I didn't want to mix business with pleasure. What about your husband? Was that a factor?
It's very charming.
It's a challenge to keep my personal thoughts about her as a person and her character out of this situation because it don't really matter. Bad people get violated all the time, and that don't mean their violation didn't happen just because they're a bad person. Right? But she's about to explain how she cheated on her husband. But when I hear her say, he pursued me for a very long time aggressively, but I really wasn't considering it because I was a reporter and I didn't want to mix the two. I'm like, hold on, bro. So you being a reporter was what was...
Didn't I just say this?
Stopping you initially from sleeping with this man? It wasn't the fact that you were a married woman?
Yeah, I know. They copy me all the time. You guys, you know this.
It wasn't the fact that you took an oath under God in good health? It wasn't the fact that you walked down the altar and swore to God that this was going to be your partner for life? It wasn't that. It was you being a reporter. That shows me that this lady right here, bruh, morals, integrity probably isn't her strong suit. But that still doesn't mean this didn't happen to her.
Sure.
So I'm not going to discredit her. I'm going to listen some more.
Sure.
And we dated until the 2010 incident. And then it came to abrupt end because I wanted, you know, we were arguing and he was threatening me and stuff like that after, but I didn't see him again after he raped me.
What led up to that fight? That 2010 fight that you guys, I know that the argument ensued first before he allegedly raped you.
The argument was about the fact that he had removed one girl from his house and put another girl in his house and didn't tell me. And he had asked me to break up with my husband at the time. We were just dating. So I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time. Shannon asked me to break up with my husband. And I don't recall for sure, but I think I did. And so, you know, it's like, wait a minute, you want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me? So that's what it stemmed from. He's not a faithful person, so I wasn't going to be faithful to a non-faithful person.
The part where he forced himself upon her, that's still up for a jury to decide. But do I believe that Shannon Sharpe was acting tender with this chick? I do believe that Shannon Sharpe was trying to keep her contained. Because Shannon Sharpe, first off, he had no intentions of ever being monogamous with this woman, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, you left your husband for me. And even, she's even delusional to think that there was a possibility of you ever being monogamous with Shannon Sharpe and eventually being Shannon Sharpe's wife. If you cheated on your husband with me, a dude that you probably knew for about a week or two, you think that I'm about to take you seriously, I'm about to wife you up, cut it out. That's out the window.
Right.
But what I do see with a lot of men, and she's describing Shannon Sharpe as one of these men, these dudes will know she's a bop, know that they have no intentions on ever wifing her. This chick is for recreational use only. But it's as if they brainwash themselves by playing the character, meaning they don't really love this chick or feel love for her, but they will play the delusional role to get them to think that, yo, you're mine, I need you to myself. But in actuality, Red, they really don't care, right? And they play that role to a point where they convince themselves they care. And now this chick, they're treating this chick like a wifey type. You can't go out. You can't go to this party. You can't show certain things. You have to, right? Like you have to be monogamous to me. So in their brain, they know she's a bop. In their heart, they convince their heart this chick is for them. So, and I know this is probably Shannon Sharpe's character because of the other lawsuit. When that chick, who is a supreme bop, that chick is like a bopinator. She said Shannon Sharpe was controlling. Shannon Sharpe was love bombing her.
There's another one?
So
there's another woman? Oh my gosh, man. Dang, they really coming out of the woodwork.
Shannon Sharpe is a tender guy, bro. In situations like this where you're supposed to clap the bop cheeks and keep it pushing. You ain't supposed to act like you love the bop, bro. This is outrageous.
It just doesn't work that way. Not for me anyway.
Can you tell us just broadly, I know it's probably painful to relive this situation, but can you tell us generally what happened that day?
It was fighting, and usually we fought on the phone and not in person. So it was the biggest argument that we ever got in. And he was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me beforehand, and he wanted to have sex, and I told him no. I told him no, because you gave it to somebody else. I didn't only tell him no, I told him why. And he wouldn't take no for an answer. So he overpowered me, put me to my knees, put his penis in my mouth. And after he got enough of that, he put me on the bed. And, this was all a struggle. So I had said no. And I said no, even though I was thinking that. And so it was the hardest. Yeah, this is too hard.
you better.
Allegations. That's all I'm hearing.
You better pray they don't try to do you like Diddy, bro.
Because these are some heavy allegations, boy. I tell you what, these aren't the kind of stories you want. You know what I'm saying? This is tough.
Second woman. Once you start to get into the range of 3, 4, 5, now you have the U.S. Department Office, the DOJ is picking this up. Because the way she's talking, listen, unless she's just like a beautiful actor, bruh, this sounds believable. And this is coming from the guy who I automatically assume the worst when dealing with chicks like this, bruh. Now, a lot of people...
Why it sound believable? What in particular makes it sound believable, though?
Questioning Shannon Sharpe taste, saying, yo, bro, you nasty, bro. This is your type? Imagine her 20, 30 years ago.
Right. That's the thing.
She clearly looked a little different, all right? So, again, she was probably a hottie back in her times. But, yeah, I don't get a liar from watching this. Trust me, I'm able to spot BS. I don't get liar from watching this. But this chick is also a convict. She's also a felon. So
yeah, well, that's what makes a liar a good liar. You know what I'm saying? You're not a good liar if people at a glance can just spot that you're lying. So, yeah. I mean, you got to be a pretty good liar to have an affair with your husband. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I'm not saying she's innocent. I'm not saying she's lying. I'm not saying she's telling the truth. I don't know. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Innocent till proven guilty. That has to be the standard we maintain. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Fucking, we'll be in a madhouse.
She could be very convincing, and I could just be a sucker.
Even the Bible says it, right? Let every fact, let every claim be established by 2 or more witnesses. So
I could just be green. I'm not rolling out that possibility, bro. Because apparently she did like 3 years in jail for trying to kill her husband to be with Shannon Sharpe. So this chick is a diabolical, morally bankrupt person. So
yeah,
she could be
I don't think this is the kind of person we should be hanging anybody over.
Doing this all for money, all for clout, all to ruin Shannon Sharpe's life because her life went down the rabbit hole. But still, I just can't spot a liar when I hear this story. You know? Now, she would explain how after things happened, Shannon Sharpe promised to ruin her life, and that's why she didn't go to the police initially.
I remember he got dressed, and he knew what he did, and so, I just kind of escorted him out the door, and then I wasn't going to do anything about it. Sometimes when you're with the person for a long time, it's hard for you to realize that they're being the perpetrator, even though you know it, you don't want to admit it, and there's so much going through your mind.
Sure.
But then he started coming at me. If I tell anybody, he'll use everybody he knows to destroy me, which he basically has. And then he started making other threats against my life, threats, he just was so worried that it would get out, and I wasn't going to do anything. But when he kept calling me at work, and when he kept, just very aggressively behaving, and I could see it wasn't going to go away, and he said he was going to destroy me and he was going to kill me, and he told me he was watching me, and all that. I just went and got a protective order. I'd had enough. And unfortunately, shortly after, he doxed me and my address got out, and I had somebody stop by my apartment, which had a door that led right to the side. It was basically on the sidewalk. And somebody came up to my door and said, "Shut up," screamed it at the top of their lungs. And I had my daughter in there right there. And I was like, oh, no. And so I went and I dropped it, because also at my house, not my apartment, my house, at my house, I'm
of the belief if someone makes an accusation against another person, they got to attach their identity to it. I don't think it's fair that you can make the accusation anonymous and then have that person fight it in public. It's not fair at all, because what's stopping someone for making any baseless accusation than hiding behind being anonymous and then watching it play out? It's not fair at all. So when she says doxing, is doxing like really doxing when all you're doing is making the identity of the person who's accusing you of heinous crimes public? So she claims that's why she dropped the case against Shannon Sharpe, was because she was receiving threats, et cetera, et cetera. Now, she would say after dropping the case that it encouraged her to come back out public and to file a lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe, because according to her, she was editing, because she was like the person who did clips for ESPN, which is how her and Shannon Sharpe met. So apparently Shannon Sharpe was doing a podcast or doing a show at the time with ESPN or with somebody, or he was being interviewed. And while she was cutting up the clip, she heard Shannon Sharpe speaking about the situation and her accusing him of something. And the manner in which he spoke about it pissed her off so much that she left there and went straight to go file a case against Shannon Sharpe.
Somebody came to my house and sat out front of in the driveway while my daughter was there alone. Someone came to my house, someone came to my apartment, and after my daughter called me, that's when I went straight there.
So after you rescinded the restraining order, was there any other weird stuff, or did it kind of just die down?
It died down. I tried to move on with my life. We may have talked, I think, once or twice. But then he started going on television. He came to my job, Turner Broadcasting, went on TV at CNN, and it was my job to put the videos from up to YouTube for CNN. That was part of my job. So I'm putting up this video, and here I see Shannon at my job talking about domestic violence, and the co-host mentioned that, oh, you had one that was just totally dropped, made it look like the police dropped it, not that I had gone down and withdrawn it. It created a picture that wasn't accurate. And that was a very hostile work environment.
I'm going to ask something that might be a little sensitive or might sound insensitive, I should say. But I'm going to go ahead and ask it because it's a question that I'm sure people are wondering. Why didn't you file a police report when he raped you?
Because I was scared for my life. He said he would use it. Everybody he knows, and he knows lots of police officers. So I didn't know that if I went down there, that would be one of the people that he knows. Atlanta has a problem with corruption down there. And I was too scared to go to the police. Because when this happens, you're in a trauma mindset.
The unfortunate part for Shannon Sharpe is that he can't really react to this.
Yeah.
Because he came out so strong.
Well, it's not unfortunate. He shouldn't. He shouldn't give this even 1 ounce of life or energy.
Initially against one chick, dropped her name, dropped her identity, and really went at it for like a week span, and he got criticized for it. People really criticized him for it, and I'm sure ESPN was not happy about it. So because right now he's in a position where if he responds, it's going to be seen as, he's bullying these chicks. He's trying to dox them. He's being too reactive.
That's insane, though. That's insane that people would actually perceive it that way if these women are not being honest, right? And look, the best lies are the ones that are mixed with truth. So do I believe that Shannon Sharpe is this sweet little puppy dog? I mean, you heard the audio of him talking about choking that chick. Yeah, man. I mean, look, man, shit gets messy. As they say, all is fair in love and war. Shit gets real messy when it comes to romantic relationships, bro. That's why, bro, just go get married. Find you a good woman, get married, settle down. Don't fucking talk to nobody. Shit, bro. I've been married for almost 4 years now. Ain't a bitch on the planet that can fucking say I even responded to a DM, bro. I don't want no problems, bro. You know what I'm saying? Find you a good woman, lock in with her, and then the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? At that point, you just on cruise control. At that point, it's just up to you to fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but all right, we keep it pushing.
So, because he already used up his one response card or his vocal card, he now has to sit back as people like this do interviews accusing him of the worst thing in the world. And I'm sure it's not going to stop here, bro. These two chicks are not going to be the last two, bro. There's going to be more. Yo, when you incentivize people in this social media age to come out and present an accusation, to pile on somebody who's already got accusations, bro, every lawyer in the country right now is probably looking for any woman who's ever been with Shannon Sharpe, man. Because they know right now, with the lawsuits piling up, the chances of a settlement is really, really, really high. Even if you are lying, bro. It's better off to settle for that $50,000 or $100,000 or $1 million. It's better to do that than to sit back and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40 women come out and accuse you of something. Before you know it, you're now Deshaun Watson. Your last name that you worked hard for, that you tell a lot of stories about regarding your grandmama and your grandfather and how they taught you discipline, morals, and integrity, and your last name means everything. Now that last name is now smutted out forever. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? How do you guys think this is going to play out? Let me know in the comment section.
Yeah, man. It's tough. It's a bad couple of weeks for old Shannon. Guess we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. But you let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. Like the video. Peace.